We're at a crossroads. From time to time, a section of rail needs repair, but that doesn't mean the whole line needs replacement. The same way being proud of your history doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. No, we're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Rail Yard for tonight's matchup featuring the 7 and 8 Lumberjacks from Cloquet High School and our very own 4 and 11 Proctor Rails. Tonight's matchup should be a good one. Ted Keevan here on the call for you on play-by-play. Hopefully we'll be having Chad Brenna joining us this evening. I'm not sure if he'll be with us or not, but hopefully he'll join us, as I know he's got a business to run as well. Give me half a moment. So talking with both coaches before the game in about keys to our game as we look at the different games that we have going on here between these two teams, as again the Lumberjacks come in 7 and 8 overalls into Section 1 and 4, conference-wise 2 and 4. As for the Rails, they come in 4 and 11, section-wise 3 and 6, and 1 and 2 in the conference. Just lost my notes. Sorry, I got to get back to it. Talking with Coach Bedegula, he talked about some of his players, gave us some information, but talked about keys to the game for the Lumberjacks. They need to limit their turnovers and be wise on their shot selection and defend, box out, and get back on their shots. They're inconsistent offensive and lack the height that most 3A schools have, and he talked about the concern there. And they also have to play smart and compete at their level. They need to make sure that they are playing their game as it partakes to tonight's deal. And for the Rails, in talking with Coach Lipinski, they talked about the bounce back. If you were able to be here on Friday night, they had a double overtime loss to Pillager that Rails TV wasn't able to bring you, but I hear it was a great game. But they talked about that double overtime loss, and that as a team and a coaching staff, they learned a lot from that loss, and they want to build off that loss here in the second half of the season, getting ready for playoffs, and that he's super excited that the players and the guys are coming along and getting stronger as a cohesive group, and that the team is in a really good place, and hopefully down the stretch to get even better and tighter. He talked about the keys for the game is building off the, putting together their playoff lineups and the execute against a team that is well coached and well disciplined. And that they need to control the ball and make sure that they limit their the shots for Cloquet to 1 shot per possession, and also make sure that they are taking care of the ball on their side and limiting those turnovers. And right now we're going to turn it over to in-house PA, Mr. William C., for tonight's anthem, creed, and starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Proctor Public Schools, good evening and welcome to the Rail Yard for tonight's regular season matchup featuring the Lumberjacks from Cloquet High School and your very own Proctor Rail. As a reminder, Proctor High School encourages positive sportsmanship and behavior at their activities. Please encourage players and coaches with positive comments and acts and respect the decision of the game officials. What you do and say during the contest reflects on your team, school, and community. Keep it classy and act like y'all's family raised you right. At this time, we'd ask that you please rise and kindly remove your hats as we have a moment of reflection for our past and present military men and women serving here at home and abroad. After that moment of reflection, we will have the playing of our national anthem. Visiting Lumberjacks, senior guard, number 1, Reese Sheldon. Senior guard, captain, number 5, Colin Bonneville. Junior forward, number 10, Seth Rothamel. Sophomore guard, number 23, Jack Battaglia. Senior forward, captain number 42, Marco Mayorga. And the head coach of the Lumberjacks is Steve Battaglia. And now, the starting lineup for your Proctor Rails. Senior number 2, Carter St. Germain. Sophomore number 4, Josh Sinnott. Junior number 5, Dane Oman. Senior number 13, Wesley Theory. Junior number 20, Sam Nyland. And the head coach for your Proctor Rails is Mr. Cole Lipinski. Let's get it on.
So there are your starters for tonight's matchup featuring the Lumberjacks and the Rails. The Lumberjacks, Sheldon, Bonneville, Rothamel, Battaglia, and Mayorga for the Lumberjacks. And on the Rails side, we got St. Germain, Sinnott, Oman, Theory, and Nyland getting his 3rd start of the season here as he has come into his play. And this will be a jump ball with Sheldon and Sinnott. And the Lumberjacks will win the opening tip and bring it up as Battaglia. Pushes it left side. In the way there is Nyland. Now to the far side. We've got to learn these names. Rothamel now pushes it back to the top to Sheldon. Sheldon back down. This is inside. Rothamel pushes it to the far side to Mayorga. Mayorga drives the baseline, spins, puts it up off, and for
Marco
two.
Mayorga scoring for the Lumberjacks.
And now coming back the other way on the rails. St. Germain gives off to Oman right side. Now drives back inside. Tries a hard pass. That's to Nyland. Nyland going to get fouled on the floor. Oh, actually, they're going to say he was in the act on the move, and they're going to let him shoot two. So Nyland will draw the first foul of the game tonight here.
Number 5, Colin Bonneville called on the personal foul. His first of the game. Sam Nyland to the line.
So Bonneville's first, team first, and Nyland hits the first. Nyland with the second chance, up off the iron, down with the board is going to be Bonneville. Drives it throws it all the way down the other side. This is going to be Battaglia. He drives the lane and draws the foul as the bucket is good. That foul is going to go against Connor St. Germain. That'll be his first.
Called on the personal foul, his first of the game.
His first, team's first. And Battaglia couldn't hit the free throw to make it a three-point play. And down with it are the rails. Sennett takes a step now, going to drive, and foul going to be called. Going to get a push. That foul is going to go on Sheldon.
Number
That'll
1,
be his first.
Sheldon on a personal foul. That's his first of the game.
His first, team second.
Rails will inbound.
Sennett to inbound. This is Nyland. Mayorga there defensively gives it to Connor St. Germain. Tough pass. Oman down with it. And Oman moves right. Big step steal there by Rothamel, but that's going to go out of bounds as he couldn't get around Oman to go get it. But Rothamel almost with the caused turnover, the things that Coach Lipinski talked about the Rails having to limit here. St. Germain right side now gets help from Nyland. Looking for somewhere to go, gives up that dribble. Theory to the top of the key to help out. Theory now drives. Gives off to St. Germain, looking for a little help. Nyland out of the way. This is Oman. Oman calling out directions, sending him where he wants them. Now looking for help. This is Sennett. Sennett going to take a step, goes into the paint, pushes it out, intercepted. That ball was Bonneville. So Bonneville on the interception now drives into the paint, nowhere to go, pushes back outside. That pass from Battaglia then to Mayorga. And foul going to be called on Oman.
Number 5, Dane Oman called on the personal foul. His first of the game. Lumberjacks inbound.
So Bonneville now the ball handler for the Lumberjacks, pushes it inside. Mayorga up off the glass and draws the foul.
That's Marco Mayorga scoring for Cloquet.
So Mayorga will go to line and shoot.
Josh Sennett called on the personal foul. Shooting foul, bringing Mayorga.
So Mayorga misses that, and we have a 6-1 ball game here early going. Sorry, I was trying to change some technical things. Good on the floor save there by Bonneville as he pushes that down and up off the glass, and getting it to fall is Battaglia. So now the Lumberjacks up 8-1. Sennett moves to his right inside. This is to Nyland. Nyland up off the glass, can't get it to fall. Theory down with the board, going to have a jump ball, and that will stay with the green as they have the possession arrow. Want to make sure we welcome in all our fans, the Proctor faithful, but also welcome into everybody from Cloquet that's checking us out and watching the broadcast to see a family member or a friend play the game here. This is Bonneville on the interception on the inbounds pass for the Lumberjacks. Mayorga into Bonneville, who saves it now all the way around the horn from everybody. Battaglia down low. Bonneville inside. Mayorga can't handle it. Going to go off his own knee out of bounds, and it'll go the way of the green. So no points given there. And Coach Lipinski can't be too unhappy about that, as that whole limit them to one shot happened there as they didn't get any. Theory gives it off to Ullman. Ullman for a big three, and bingo, bango, pongo. Ullman on the board with a three-point play. So Ullman cuts the lead, cuts the deficit in half. 8-4 Lumberjacks lead. Inside, Mayorga up off the glass and drops it for two. Ullman brings it up for the rails. Nyland drives around, now stops off the top of the paint. Tough dribble there for Ullman. Big three. Can't get that one to fall. Backside iron. Nyland right there gets it up off the glass and puts it up for two. Rothwell drives it out right-hand side. Now gets baseline, goes up and under, and gets that to fall. So Rothamel for two. And another bucket for the Lumberjacks. Sinnott gives it to St. Germain, top of the key inside to Nyland. Nyland top elbow, now going to turn out to Ullman. Ullman going to drive, gives it inside to Theory. Theory up off the glass, can't get it to fall, working on his own board, and pushes it out to Ullman. Ullman for a three, can't get that to fall. That's going to then fall into the hands of Sheldon, and he'll bring it up the floor for the Lumberjacks. Mayorga sporting some amazing socks, as his sock game is on point, and that three misses, and down into the hands of Nyland it comes the ball. And the Rails will come back into the offensive side. Nyland going to drive, stops half base. Gives it up to Ullman. Ullman's going to reset and direct some traffic. St. Germain. Theory for three, pops that one before set, and it is a pass to Mayorga. Now, nice steal there by Nyland, or attempt, but able to go back and get it was Bonneville. Bonneville to Mayorga. Mayorga to Rothamel, who scores a three. Timeout going to be taken by the Rails. I think it's going to be a 30-second timeout. Yeah, 30-second timeout. So we're going to take a minute here and actually we're going to take a minute here and thank our sponsors and our student workers tonight. The Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic Art and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittish Trailer Sales in Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com. Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Audiology Concepts, Superior with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and our in-game sponsor, Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop, Main Street, Proctor. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to our students that are working our broadcast tonight, our director-producer, Spencer Maida, on our camera, Nick Edelstead, and our scoreboard technician, operator is Nikki Olson. So thank you to those students and our sponsors for being here. Make sure you stick with us at the end of the game, folks, as we will have our Proctor Pizza players of the game. And that is a 2 points for Sheldon. Anyways, we'll have our players of the game. We'll have a player of the game from Cloquet. That's a turnover on Sinnott, as Mayorga was there, and this is Bonneville. Can't get that to fall as he was, and Ullman was looking for a out of bounds, but Sheldon for two. And then we'll also have our Proctor Pizza player of the game, where they will receive a 12-inch single topping pizza from Proctor Pizza. Josh Sinnott can't get that to fall, but Sam Nyland right there for the board, looking for help, can't get it to the right spot, but fighting for it was Josh Sinnott. Foul going to be called, I think, on that's Marco Mayorga. That's going to get called for his first, team's third. And Ullman hits another three to, again, try to cut the deficit in half, or at least less, as we're 19-6 here in the early goings. That shot put up by Battaglia, can't get it to fall, but down with it was Sheldon. Now this is Mayorga with the board. He's looking to push it back out, and he does. By Battaglia over to the Sheldon. Sheldon for three. or Sheldon for 3 there, and adding to his point total. Now up to 7 for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks putting on a ton of pressure here on the Rails as they try to set something up and have taken the Rails out of their game here early in this half. But Connor St. Germain comes back and hits a 3. Bonneville now will drive it down to the right side base. Looking for some help. Now is going to drive. Theory was right there. Nowhere to go. Theory got a hand on it, unable to get that shot fully off. And down with it is St. Germain. Here comes Oman. Oman moves to the top, now back to the left side. Dribbles inside. Looks to the far side for Nyland. Nyland going to drive the baseline. Tries to come up and under. Can't get that to fall. And down with the board is Rothermel. Rothermel into the offensive zone for the Lumberjacks. Nowhere to go. Push it back outside. Battaglia for 3. So St. Germain will now bring the ball up for the Rails. He gets trapped right at the center stripe. Theory for 2. Can't get that to fall. Sent it right there to try to get the board. Unable to get it. And it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to say that it went off a white. And it went out of bounds as Mayorga attempted to get there, but then let it go because he thought it went off a Rails player. But Sinnott will put it in bounds for the Rails. St. Germain now to Oman. Back to St. Germain. The Lumberjacks pushing out top of the key. And Theory for 3. Can't get that to fall. Sinnott tries to get there again, but they're going to say it went off of Nyland and out of bounds. So Battaglia will put it into Bonneville. Bonneville and Mayorga, the 2 captains on this team. Very senior heavy team compared to most of the teams in the area. Mayorga gives up the dribble now, looking for somewhere to go with it, and is able to get it in to Rothermel. And now Sheldon going to get called for a travel. Sheldon not real happy about that, but I tell you, I like his sock game as well. St. Germain brings it up. Allman moves right side, now comes back to the left, gives it back to St. Germain. Theory comes to the top. Now calling out orders, gives it to Sinnott. Send it back to Theory, nowhere to go. Inside to Nyland as they cleared out the lane, and Nyland able to get the 2. So nice way for the Rails to move that ball around and actually clear out the paint, and able for Sam Nyland to come in on backside from St. Germain for 2. This is Bonneville. Can't get that to fall. Theory down with the board. Here come the Rails. Rails get across before true pressure can be put on. And a tough to handle pass there from Oman to Nyland, but able to get it and keep it from going out of bounds. Getting ready to come into the game is Carrier and Bailey for the Lumberjacks. Oman takes a step, gets it, and draws the foul. So Oman for 2, and he'll draw the foul and go to the line. Moz, Breed, and Piero getting ready to come in, taking a seat. Sheldon and Bonneville for the Lumberjacks. Theory, Nyland, and St. Germain for the Rails. So Ullman to go to the line. And that foul was on Rothermel. That was his first, the team's 4th. And Ullman misses that free throw. Far left side to Bailey. Bailey drives it in the paint, now pushes it back outside to Rothermel. Rothermel can get it to fall for 3. So Ullman now drives it up, 28-16. 12-point difference here, and Ullman for 3 can't get that to fall. Down with the board is going to be Rothermel, and here he comes. Long fly ball to Carrier. Carrier brings it down, pushes it out. This is Rothermel, far left side. Bategula. Rothermel in the corner. Turns it inside. Mayorga drives, pushes it outside. Carrier in on the paint. No foul called, but an Omen down with the ball and they're head the other way. So good defensive possession there by the Rails. Piero looking for help. Inside, Sinnott. Sinnott drives, nowhere to go, pushes it back to Piero. Piero for three. Bingo, bingo, bongo. So Piero hit the three as James goes out and hits it from the right side. Bategula now moves left-hand side. Nick Breed there defensively. Moving it inside is Bailey. That's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay Lumberjack ball. Inbounding is going to be Rothermel. Rothermel looking for help, nowhere to go. Clock ticking now. Long fly ball given to Carrier. Carrier now drive back up and put something in play. Inside to Mayorga. Mayorga up strong for two. So Bree to bring it up for the Rails now. Pushes it right side to Omen. Omen comes back left now, gives it off right to Piero. Piero, long fly ball. Back from Bree to inside to Sinnott. Sinnott looking for somewhere to go. And going to jump ball. That possession arrow will go with the Lumberjacks as right there is Marcus Mayorga. Bateglia will bring it up for the Lumberjacks. He drives into the paint, tries to stop spin. Now gives it off to Rothermel. Rothermel can't get it to fall. Sinnott and Omen there, but Sinnott down with the board. Sinnott now bring back the ball the other way as Sheldon and Bonneville get ready to come back into the game. Shot not made there by, I believe that was Breed as I had my eyes down. Piero for two from short line. Can't get that to go, and Carrier down with the board. Here comes Bateglia. Nice play right up and off for number 23. So 32-19, 13-point lead here for the Lumberjacks with about 6:10 left in the first half. Again, thank you for everybody joining us tonight, whether you're a Proctor faithful or a fan from Cloquet. We appreciate you here. Glad we could be bringing this broadcast to you. Bree can't get that to go. That's going to go up out of the top and out of bounds. And Nyland will come back in, and St. Germain, and then again and Bategula and Rothermel will take a seat. Breed and Maz will take a seat for the Rails. So Bonneville will bring it up. Bategula hits that for two. So just talking a little bit about Sheldon that's back in the game. He's going to be playing football at NDSU next year. Big three by Piero. So big three by Piero there to kind of answer the call. Timeout taken by Cloquet. Timeout taken by Cloquet as that three was hit there, and coach is talking to his own son in regards to that play. But just a little bit of talk in regards to the players on that side for at least a couple of. Reese Sheldon will be playing football at NDSU next year. Mayorga, he's going to be playing basketball at Rainy River Community College next season. Bonneville's looking, he'll be playing college football somewhere. And, you know, the one little funny note that we get to talk about is Jack Bategula. You know, he's the head coach for his head coach is Steve, is, you know, and is his dad, and the assistant coach is his grandpa, and so they talk about how he gets a little more yelled at than everyone else, and probably more than he should. But you know, nice to have three generations on the bench for basketball. Bategula for three, can't get that to fall for the Lumberjacks. And then talking Rothermel, who's had a big start to this game. Travel going to be called against Bonneville, and that's a turnover on the for the Lumberjacks. But Rothermel is coming off a calf injury And if, Coach wouldn't have talked with me about that, I would tell you that I had no clue that he is that way, because he's playing very well tonight for the Lumberjacks. Piero right side gives it off to Oman, now all the way to St. Germain. St. Germain looking for it, takes a step, now gives it off to Nyland. Nyland pushes back to Oman. Oman going to look for the drive inside, and trying to drive open that lane are the Rails, but just not getting anything there. St. Germain for three, and he hits it. So St. Germain for three, now deficit down to 9. Bonneville moves to his left side, now resets and calls out what he wants to the Lumberjacks. Now moves right side. Sit it there defensively. So Battaglia, Bonneville, Sheldon, Bailey, and Carrier on the floor for the Lumberjacks. St. Germain, Nyland, Sinnott, Oman, and Piero on the floor for the Rails. Bonneville moves right side, now pushes out to keep the distance. Now pushes back in, looking for a setup. Gives it off to Battaglia. Top of the key, this was Bailey. He went to shoot, now drives into the paint. Can't get that to fall. Try to get his own board, but pushes it right in the hands of Piero. Gives this to Oman. Oman drives the board. And a little shy on that. Let that go. Can't get that to fall. And this is going to go to Battaglia for 2. Stay with us at halftime. They got a few things going on. We'll hear from a few of our sponsors, and then we'll come back. Big three by Piero. So James Piero hitting the three like brother John. This is Sheldon inside. This is given to Bailey. Bailey can't get it to go. Down with it is Nyland. Nyland gives it to St. Germain. Now going to push the floor. 2 minutes left here first half. St. Germain can't get it to fall off up off the board. Tried to go get his own. Now going to get called for a foul against Bailey. So that's going to be his second, team's fourth. Mayorga back into the game for the Lumberjacks, along with Rothamel, as Bailey and Carrier will take a break. This is inside to Battaglia, and he'll get the 2 and draw the foul. That's going to be Dane Ullman's second, team's 5th. And Battaglia hits the three the old-fashioned way. If I could just learn how to talk, and the Rails will drive it back up. Piero with the ball right side now, looking for nowhere to go. Back to Oman. St. Germain for 3. Ugly, can't get that to fall. That was down by Piero. Sinnott tries to put it back up, but can't get it to fall, as Mayorga stands tall, and into the hands of Battaglia is the ball. Bonneville drives in, takes a step, lets it go, can't get it to fall. Oman down with the board. Now here comes the push. He's got Sinnott up off the glass for Sinnott for 2. So Sinnott now on the board for the Rails in a quick transition game. This is Bonneville. Bonneville going to start towards the paint, now going to keep driving, try to go up and under, but Sinnott there with the board. Oman looking for the help, drives into the paint, and they're going to draw the foul and the and one. So Oman will draw that foul. That foul is going to go against Sheldon. That'll be his second, team's 5th. Getting ready to come into the game for Dane Ullman is going to be Ian Gillis, senior. And Ullman hits it. So Ullman making the best out of that three-point play, and taking a break is going to be Dane Ullman and Carter St. Germain, as Ian Gillis and Nick Breed will come back into the game for the Proctor Rails. Bonneville bring it up the floor for the Lumberjacks. He pushes right-hand side. Looks for help. He's got Mayorga. Top of the key for three. Can't get that to fall. And a foul going to be called on Gillis, and it's going to be an and one. So Ian Gillis draws his foul, his first team sixth, and Sheldon will go to the line and try for a three. Bailey getting ready to come into the game. That can't get that to fall. Even though Bonneville tried to get that board, just got out too far outside, and now Sennett will bring up for the rails. Nyland. Breed gives it to Piero. Piero for three. Can't get that to fall, but right there is Ian Gillis on the board. Going to have a jump ball, and that's going to go for the rails. So 15 ticks on the clock here. Bailey will come in as Sheldon will take a break. Sheldon has been working very hard. So this is in the Senate. Piero for three. And in and out, and now with that is Mayorga. Mayorga now going to drive it up as there's under 10. 8, 7, 6. Ball ripped out of, that ball was ripped out of the hands of Battaglia by Sennett, but he was able to go back and get it and put it back up for two. Your halftime final, 43-33. The Rails trail. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to hear from most of our sponsors. We'll come back after we do a stat check, and we'll be and fill you in on that, and we'll get ready for second half action. We'll be back right after this.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
a good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Our renewal by Andersen windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They have just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Hi, I really need to take care of a car problem. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Can you handle all makes and models? Will you get me back on the road quickly? High-tech equipment? Competitively priced? Brakes? Batteries? Tire rotation? Body repair? Guaranteed? Complete engine overhauls? Okay, they check out.
I chose Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Andersen windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
They really know how to treat a customer.
This has been an excellent experience.
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, you know, USDA versus, you know, FHA, different types of things that way. You know, sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, you know, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that we might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. You know, but again, that's something that we will figure out. You know, we'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco.
We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
Who will our next generation be? What will they achieve? At Proctor Public Schools, we see great things in the future as we create an environment to educate, engage, and inspire our students to seek adventure, gain knowledge, and make a difference. What do we see in the next generation? We see greatness. Proctor Public Schools. Don't just plan to graduate. Graduate with a plan.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Gets the prize. 3, 2, 1, shoot! We will try again next time. The money prize will roll over to next home game. So if you're here for the next Proctor Rails home game, try again on the Hot Shot game at halftime.
So welcome back here into the Rail Yard. Ted Keevan here on the call for tonight's game featuring the Lumberjacks from Cloquet High School and our very own Proctor Rails. As you can see, the score here at halftime, 43-33. Your Rails trail the Lumberjacks. It's been a back and forth game in the aspect of the Rails trying to fight back. Biggest lead at one time was 18 for the Lumberjacks, and the Rails fighting back to get that deficit to 10. Almost had it at 8 before halftime. Some of the leaders for both teams on the side of the Lumberjacks, it's Battaglia with 18, Mayorga with 8, Rothmel with 8, and Sheldon with 9. So good point grouping there out of 4 of their 5 starters. The only one without points at this point is Bonneville, but Bonneville's been all over as that field general, kind of controlling everything for the Lumberjacks as they come in up and down the floor. On the other side for the Rails as they fight back, Ullman with some clutch threes, but James Piero also with some clutch threes, hit 3 to add those 9 points onto the board. So he's sitting there with 9, and Nyland with 5, Ullman with 11, Sennett with 2, and St. Germain with 6 as the Rails come out of the locker room here and will try to fight back and get something going here after a double overtime loss Friday night against Pillager. The Rails will look to try to rebound here and try to get something going here on the second half. Again, want to thank our student workers for tonight, our director-producer, Spencer Maida. Our camera operator is Nick Edelstead, and our scoreboard and technical director is Nikki Olson doing her thing, making sure that you can see what the score is and how much time is on the clock. So here we go, ball back under play, and Bonneville will bring it up for the Lumberjacks. This is Rothamel for another 2 to get them started. So Rothamel for 2 to start the second half, and here come the Rails. Rails look like they might have settled down a little bit. Looked like they were a little pushed into their game. That pass looked like it was for Sennett right into the hands of Nyland, but Nyland can't get it to fall. And here comes the help inside. Nice defense there by Nyland as he was able to get in there before Sheldon able to get that nice pass. And an easy bucket that goes out of bounds, and now Bonneville will inbound the ball for the Lumberjacks. This is into Battaglia, and this is Mayorga. Mayorga, nice reverse layup there for 2. St. Germain to Theory. Theory now inside to Sennett. Pass almost intercepted, nowhere to go to, but now gives it off to Ullman. Theory. So you got Theory, Nyland, Sennett, St. Germain, and Ullman on the floor for the Rails. Battaglia, Sheldon, Bonneville, Rothamel, and Mayorga for the Lumberjacks. There's 2 points on the board for Theory. Theory now on the board for the Rails. Mayorga down low, push and send it back. Takes a step, now pushes it outside. Rothamel for 3, and he gets that to fall. So Rothamel picking up right where he left off in the first half and out to a quick 5 points here. Ullman, that long pass almost intercepted by Sheldon. St. Germain back to Theory. Theory now moves right, gives up the dribble, far right corner. This is Nyland. He tried to bounce past that to Sennett, just not able to get it there as a foot got in the way. Mayorga going to drive the paint, pushes it off to Sheldon. Sheldon for 3 from the right corner, can't get that to fall. Down with it is St. Germain, and now here he comes. Going to push into the offensive zone. This is Nyland. Nyland too deep, and straight up and down was Mayorga. He was like a statue, no moving. But if you look at him in his physique, he's not going to move. He's a big, strong kid. So he able to hold his ground and not draw that defensive charge. That ball goes out of bounds, and now it'll be with the Lumberjacks. Battaglia into the paint, double jump stop, can't go anywhere, but going to get fouled. So that's going to go on Omen. That's going to be his third here in the early goings. Team's first. And going to the line is going to be Jack Patagula. And he hits the first. And second one is off, but there to get the board is Sheldon. Can't get that to fall. Sennett's right there. Sennett now blocks another one from Sheldon. So good battle here by Sheldon and Sennett. And Patagula will put it in for the Lumberjacks. He does to Bonneville. Bonneville, Patagula. So a foul going to be called away from the ball on Mayorga. That'll be his second, team's first. St. Germain inside to Sennett. Sennett had a hard time to handle it, but got it back. St. Germain. Theory going to drive into the paint. Sennett now going to try to back down, but Matagula can't get it to fall. Or Mayorga, sorry. Unable to get it to go. So Sam Nyland called for the foul there. I didn't see exactly what happened. I thought that was going to go against St. Germain, but it does go against Sam Nyland. And now the Rails putting on some pressure. But across the line is Bonneville, and he's going to drive straight down, no help. Foul going to go against Theory, I believe. And that is correct. That'll be Wesley Theory's first as he was riding him all the way down the floor. And as he goes up, he gets fouled, and going to the line, shoot two will be Bonneville. And he hits the first. So Bonneville on the board for the first time tonight. Again, we talked a little bit at half on points, and Bonneville, doesn't have a whole lot of points on the board, but has been pretty integral to everything that the Lumberjacks are doing at this point. So this ball inside, Sennett can't get it to fall, trying to get there. And there are three white jerseys all over everybody that comes down near that low side of the basket, and not a whole lot of help. Bonneville takes a step, comes up and around, drives in the paint, and made it look way too easy. So Bonneville now getting points on the board for the Jacks. Theory going to move top of the key, throws it over to Ullman. Theory, far right corner. That pass intended for a pass. It gets to St. Germain. Foul going to be called on Bonneville. That'll be his second. Very unintentional, but kind of just got tied up there. That'll be his second, team second. And that pass intercepted by Patagula. He's going to bring it up the floor for the Lumberjacks. Now right, left goes, drives into the paint. Nice little floater, can't get it to fall. Sennett tried for the board, but tips it out to Nyland, and Nyland gives it to St. Germain. St. Germain gives it off to Nyland. Nyland now to Sennett. Sennett going to drive through. Sheldon right there for the defensive prowl, and unable to get that. Now here comes, the crowd wanted to travel on Rothmel. Rothmel couldn't get it to go. This is Mayorga for two. So timeout taken by the Rails here, and we'll take a quick timeout to let you know our sponsors, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Economic, Art, and Athletic Development, Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, Stream Dudes. For all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com. Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Robin Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor. Audiology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville. Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop, our in-game sponsor. Thank you to all of our sponsors for everything they do for our program. Also, thank you to our students, our director-producer, Spencer Maida, and our camera is Nick Edelstead, and on our scoreboard and our technical director, Nikki Olson. Also, we will be live on the air next on Thursday live from the St. Luke Sports and Event Center, when we will have boys hockey featuring the Hawks from Hermantown and our very own Proctor Rails. It'll be Brian Prudhomme, and I'm not sure who's going to be with him from the fans simulcasting our broadcast. We'll have a full crew of students there, but we will have them doing our play-by-play and our in-game color commentary. So make sure you tune in for that. If you like what our students are doing for you, make sure you hit that like button. Let them know. That's really the only way they get that idea. And if you want to know when we're going to be on the air next, again, hit that subscribe button and you'll get all of that information. Also, you can go to railstv.net and see all of our live broadcasts under our scheduled tab. Theory gives it off to Nyland. Nyland down low on a rough bounce pass to Sinnott. And little battle down there between Rothamel and Sinnott. And that's a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Rails. So Theory to put it in for the Rails. St. Germain to Omen. Omen now going to drive baseline. Stops. Back to Sinnott. Sinnott now comes back. Fits into the paint. Pushes out to Nyland. Nyland for three. Can't get that to fall. And trying to get there. Nyland gets there and is able to get that board way off the far side. He tried to drive the lane on it. Nothing doing. Now gives it to Sinnott. Now send it back to Nyland. That's going to go off of the body of Battaglia, and it'll stay with the Rails. So Theory looking for help. And that's going to be tipped by Bonneville, and Bonneville then gives it off to Sheldon, and Sheldon for two. So Sheldon puts points on the board for the first time here in the second half. Theory. Nyland for two, can't get it to fall. Foul going to be called on Sinnott as he and Mayorga were coming down. So Bonneville will bring it up the floor now for the Lumberjacks. Right side, nowhere to go, comes back, gives it off to Mayorga. Back to Bonneville now. Piero, Nyland, and Bonneville drives the hole and for two. So on the floor for the Rails, Omen, St. Germain, Piero, Nyland, and Sinnott. On the floor for the Lumberjacks, you've got Rothamel, Mayorga, Battaglia, Sheldon, and Bonneville. Nyland, nowhere to go. Going to get called for a double dribble. And that's another turnover on the Rails, and it'll go the way of the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks with a 25-point lead here. Nate Maas into the game, give Sam Nyland a break. Bonneville moves right side. Now inside to Sheldon for two. Maas, Piero going to drive, takes a step, nowhere to go, and right there meets Mayorga. Mayorga picks it up. This is Battaglia. And up off the glass, and he gets that to fall. So Battaglia puts another two on the board, has 23 points on the evening. So roughly has what the deficit is for the Rails. That pass from, well, I was going to say that pass from Omen to Maas was intercepted, but then Maas went back and got it, and Omen took a shot, and that one flies long. And bucket for Sheldon. So getting ready to come into the game for the Rails. Looks like we have Grohowski and can't see down who we have. I think it's Linneman. St. Germain moves to his right now. looking for somewhere to go. Just about 10 minutes left here in the game. That ball intended for Sinnott. Pass not there. So subs coming in. Omen's going to get a break and St. Germain going to get a break. St. Germain not looking real happy. Getting ready to come in for the Lumberjacks is number 2, Carrier. So Isaiah Carrier into the game, and he's going to give Jack Battaglia a break. Battaglia sitting on the bench now with 23 points on the night. And Bonneville barking out orders of what he'd like, and now setting it up. Rothmel, right-hand side, now drives, gets a nice screen there by Mayorga. Bonneville looking for somewhere to go, now backs out, resets. Bonneville inside to Mayorga. Mayorga back to Bonneville. Nice open lane there. He's going to draw the foul and the bucket. So Ma's going to get called for the foul. His first, team's fifth. And going to the line, going to try to hit a 3 is Bonneville, and he does. So Bonneville with a 3-point play there. And for someone who was quiet in the first half, he is sitting with 8 points here in the first half of the second half, if that makes sense, folks. So Rails are going to take a timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout, too. We'll be back right after this. Rails are going to take a break. We'll be taking a break also. We'll be back right after this.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
So back here at the rail yard, coming out of a timeout, Rails taken. 69-35, the Lumberjacks lead in what you could think is a lopsided game, but in reality, it's just been a turnover fest by the Rails. A nice passing here by the Rails, now drives inside. Another turnover by Sinnott. And going to be a foul called on Maz. That'll be his second, and that'll be the team's 6th. Carrier was the one who drew that foul coming down. Mayorga gives it off to Bonneville. Bonneville for 2, can't get it to fall. Piero down with the board, and here comes Sinnott. Bailey putting pressure on. Now inside. That was intended for Linham, and unable to get that to go. Bonneville, right side, gives it off. This is Carrier. Carrier. Got Bailey up top. Bailey now moves to the left. Gives that to Bonneville. Bonneville looking for somewhere to go. Gets a screen from Mayorga. Now into Mayorga on the pass with the glass. And Mayorga for another 2. So Bonneville with another assist. And again, as I was talking about players, I mean, Bonneville, he's only got 8 on the night points-wise, but he has been everywhere. And another turnover for the Rails. Nice save on the travel there by Bailey. Bonneville moves right, now comes left. Now drives, gets Mayorga to get a set of screen again, up off the glass, can't get it to fall. Sheldon tried for the board, but there's Maz. Maz will give it off to Piero. Piero put it in the offensive side of the zone. 71-35 here, the Lumberjacks lead inside. Linham blocked by Bailey. Another tough pass to handle. Another Sinnott up and under for 2 as he fought for that point with all he had as Mayorga was right there to try to tie it up and get a jump ball. Bailey drives inside. Linham tries to strip, nothing doing, can't get it to go as Sheldon hits it, but it falls into the waiting hands of Piero. Linham, Maz inside to Sinnott. Sinnott off the glass back side, but going and get it is Grohowski for 2. So Grohowski on the board for 2, maybe try to give the Rails a little bit of a spark here. 2 possessions with scores for the Rails in a row. And Sam Nyland getting ready to come back into the game for the Rails. 3-point attempt by Sheldon, can't get it to fall, but there to get the board is Mayorga. Mayorga moves to the left, moves back to the top of the key, gives it off to Bonneville. Bonneville moves to his right, now going to drive, gives it off. This is Carrier. Mayorga. Mayorga looked for the 3 and then thought different and gave it off to Bailey. Bailey to the top side to Sheldon. Bonneville now. 6.5 left here, second half. Sheldon right side, inside. This is Mayorga. No foul called as Sennett tried to get there. So Mayorga on the board again with 2. Timeout taken by the Rails. So you know what? We're going to take a quick timeout too. We'll hear from a couple of our sponsors. We'll be back right after these words.
A renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They've just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Back here at the rail yard, Ted Keevan along with Spencer Maida, Nick Edelstead, and Nikki Olson, our student workers for tonight. Thank you to them for being here. We're glad to have everybody here, the Proctor faithful, along with all the fans for Cloquet that might be tuning in. Thank you for being here. We're glad we can bring you this medium coming out of a timeout taken by the Rails. Rails trailing 73-39 here with about 6 minutes left. And the Rails will inbound the ball as the Lumberjacks weren't totally ready there. That pass from Ullman. Ullman that's going to get stuck by Linham. And going up and get it is Bailey. Bailey unsticks it. That'll be a turnover, and it'll go the way of the Lumberjacks. Battaglia will bring it up for the Lumberjacks. Rothamel looking for somewhere to go with it. Nowhere to go now. Gives it off to Sheldon. Sheldon throws it far left side to Battaglia. Sam Nyland there defensively. Rothamel, nice little backhand layup for 2. So Rothamel now equals his points he had in the first half. And again, coming off a calf injury is Rothamel. Ullman looking for somewhere to go. Ullman, 3. Can't get that to fall. Sennett there with the board and able to put that back in. So Sennett back on the board for another 2. This is Sheldon defensively. Can't get that to fall. Tries to go with his own board, but going to get called for a push. So that'll be Sheldon's third, team's third. So Ullman to bring it up for the Rails. Ullman just a junior. Nyland moves to his right side. Up off the glass, can't get it to go, but will draw the foul, and getting that foul is going to be Rothamel. That's number 10, or that's number 2 for him, team number 4 here in the second half. And Nyland will go to the line. Nyland, Ullman, and Sennett, all juniors. St. Germain in that starting group, it's St. Germain and Theory that are seniors on that list. And Nyland hits 1 of 2. Battaglia right side gives that into, that was Carrier, but unable to make the shot. Down with the board of the Rails, and here comes Sennett. Josh Sennett plays with a lot of passion here for the Rails. Strong leader, wants to, try to make things happen. Does a good job spreading the ball around, but also does a good job taking the shots when needed. Ullman, top of the key, nowhere to go, throws down to Nyland. Nyland inside. This is Linham. Linham can't get it to go, but he will draw the foul. That foul is going to go on Carrier. That'll be his first, team's fifth. Getting ready to come in for the Lumberjacks is going to be a bunch of numbers that I don't have on my sheet, but I'll grab another one here. So just going to see if he misses the first. And into the game, going to take seats is Battaglia, Rothamel, and Sheldon. Into the game, we've got number 21, Bryce, that's our roster. I should look at their roster. Number 21, Hennigan. You got number, 21 Hennigan, 31 Wilmot, and number 20 in Counselor. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. If I am not, I do apologize. Breed, Jahola. Let's see, we got Breed, Jahola. Sennett hits that one. So you're going to have Breed, Jahola. Trying to see if I can get everybody here. Nick Breed, Jackson Olsen, and Jahola will go for so Benny the bowling ball, Jahola, the last one in for the Rails. So you got Berglund. I got a bunch of numbers that I don't have for everybody. So 1 minute left here, clock ticking as the Lumberjacks have the ball. With the ball there was Wilmot, and he turned that over, and Tyler Berglund will bring it up the floor for the Rails. Breed outside. Jahola drives the paint, now looking for somewhere to go, gives it off. Berglund, Jahola, nowhere to go, now going to try to drive baseline up off the glass, and Jahola gets that to fall. So Jahola with 2. And 20 seconds here. So again, fans, we'll be back on the air next, this coming Thursday, when the Rails will take on the Hawks from Hermantown in boys hockey. And then we will have our next week, just kind of give you our schedule here quickly. Oops, I closed the wrong tab. Our next broadcast after that. So we'll have Hermantown. By the way, that's your final, 77-46 is your final here tonight. We'll have Hermantown come into the St. Luke Sports and Event Center on Thursday. Next week we'll have the Mirage on Monday when they will face off against Superior at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. Then we have boys hockey on Tuesday, the 31st, when Pine City will come calling. And we will finish the week out on that same night when the Cloquet Lumberjacks again come calling, but this time in girls hockey or in girls basketball here at the Rail Yard. So just want to thank our sponsors one more time, the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic, Art, and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53 in Hermantown, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin, Wittes Trailer Sales and Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com. Great Lakes Office Solutions, the Robin Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Audiology Concepts with 5 locations, Superior, Duluth, Grand Rapids, Edina, and Burnsville, and our in-game sponsor, Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop, Main Street Proctor. Now for our players of the game, just looking at it across the board for the Lumberjacks first, I've got to go Jack had a lot of points, but I've got to give it to Colin Bonneville. Colin Bonneville finishes with 8 points, but was instrumental in their passing game and in their defense game in getting dirty on the floor. So congratulations to Bonneville for that player of the game recognition here from Rails TV. And on the other side, I got to give it to Sam Nyland. Sam Nyland came in third start. He finished with 8 points on the night, and also kind of like Bonneville, was kind of all over the place. He had a lot of shots that should have fallen, but they did not. But he was always typically in the right place, right time. Just couldn't get the pill to fall. So our Proctor Pizza player of the game is going to be Sam Nyland, the junior forward for the Rails. Sorry. Again, want to thank our students, our director-producer, Spencer Mina, our camera, Nick Edelstead, and our technical director, scoreboard operator, Nikki Olson. Thank you to them. Thank you to William C., our in-house PA, for all the work he did on tonight's broadcast. We will be back again Thursday night when the Hawks will come calling at the St. Luke Sports and Event Center. Until then, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.
We're at a crossroads. From time to time, a section of rail needs repair, but that doesn't mean the whole line needs replacement. The same way being proud of your history doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. No, we're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.